For all of the good times, and sometimes the bad times, we have watching movies, most of us don't think about the effort and time it takes to make a film. There's casting, set design, costume design, script supervision, getting up at unnatural times to film for hours on end. It's a lot of work for an unpredictable outcome. And while most movies, according to the people who make them, are fun to make, some are notorious for what happened while filming. That being said, let's look at 5 supposedly cursed films. Twilight Zone, the movie. The Twilight Zone originally started as a TV show created by Rod Serling in 1959. It was an anthology series that focused on strange and supernatural occurrences that usually ended with a twist ending and a moral of some kind. In 1983, the series was made into a movie with multiple big-time directors, including Steven Spielberg and George Miller. The film was a remake of 3 of the original show's episodes and added 1 original story. It had some of the biggest names in movies at the time in it, including Dan Aykroyd, Scatman Crothers, and John Lithgow. In the original story, Time Out, a character is transported to wartime-era Vietnam. This is where tragedy struck. On July 23, 1982, actors Vic Morrow, Micah Din Lei, and Renee Shin Yi Chen were killed in a helicopter crash on set. The crash was caused when a technician on the ground set off 2 pyrotechnic charges that were too close together. This caused the helicopter to spin out of control and crash land on top of Morrow and the 2 children. All 3 of them died instantly. The incident led to criminal charges against the director and multiple crew members, but after a 9-month-long trial, they were acquitted of all charges. The Exorcist. Regarded as one of the scariest movies of all time, The Exorcist will go down in film history as both groundbreaking and controversial. The story is based off of William Blatty's novel of the same name and tells the story of Regan, a young girl possessed by a demon, and the Catholic priest who was charged with her exorcism. And while the movie has some disturbing parts and a scary theme, what went on behind the scenes was even worse. Shooting got delayed after a pigeon flew into one of the circuit boxes that was connected to the house that the movie was mostly based in and caused a fire. The actress who played Regan's mother, Ellen Burstyn, was badly injured while filming a scene. She is thrown to the ground by Regan so hard that she still has problems with this injury to this day. On top of all of that, several actors and some of their family members died while filming. Linda Blair, the actress who played Regan, suffered a bad back injury when a piece of rigging broke while she was filming a scene. Blair also received a number of death threats due to the nature of the film and had to hire bodyguards to keep her from harm. Some people even believed that if you watch the film, you open yourself up for demonic possession. The Omen. The Omen is a 1976 film about an American diplomat who unknowingly brings home the Antichrist after his child passes away shortly after its birth. It starred Gregory Peck and even won an Oscar for its score. Its official release date was June 6, 1976, or 666. Some people believed that this is the cause for all of the problems associated with the film. Before The Omen even started filming, there were bizarre incidents surrounding the film. Days after Peck decided to do the film, his son committed suicide. After that, Peck was on an airplane on his way to film the movie, and the plane was struck by lightning and almost crash-landed into the Atlantic Ocean. Soon after, Mace Neufeld, a producer for the film, was traveling by plane when lightning struck his plane and almost crashed it as well. The problems didn't end for Neufeld after that either. While staying at the Hilton Hotel in London, the IRA, the Irish Republican Army, bombed the building. Fortunately, he wasn't at the hotel at the time. A few days after that, Neufeld was on his way to a restaurant with some of the other film executives, and it was bombed as well. He only missed the explosion by less than an hour. Poltergeist. Personally, Poltergeist is one of my favorite 80s horror films. It follows the Freeling family who moves into a new house. Unfortunately, what they don't know is that the house is haunted by multiple ghosts, all led by a demon known as the Beast. It stars Craig T. Nelson and one of the greatest horror actors of all time, Zelda Rubinstein. It spawned 2 sequels, a TV show, and a remake in 2015. The reason why many consider Poltergeist to be cursed is because of what happened to 2 of the actresses after the film was complete. Heather O'Rourke, who played the youngest daughter, Carol Ann, passed away shortly after the release of the third Poltergeist movie from complications of a bowel obstruction. She was only 12 years old. Dominique Dunn, who played Dana, the oldest daughter, died after the first film's release. She was strangled to death by her ex-boyfriend. She was only 22 years old. Some say that the curse is because the production team used real skeletons in certain scenes, but it could be that these horrible accidents just happened because of bad people and bad health. Atuk. Atuk isn't a film, it's just a screenplay. It tells the story of a native Alaskan poet who finds himself in New York City. The film was going to come out in the 1970s, but ran into a complication. The film's main actor, John Belushi, sadly passed away due to a drug overdose. The film was put on hold until the late 80s with a new lead, Sam Kinison. Unfortunately, after some production issues and problems with Kinison, the film was put on hold again. In 1992, Kinison was killed in a car accident. The film began production once again in 1994 with another new lead, John Candy. Candy was so excited to be a part of Atuk that he asked his good friend Michael O'Donoghue to read it and possibly join the cast in some way. In March of that year, John Candy died of a heart attack. In November, O'Donoghue passed away of a cerebral hemorrhage. In 1997, interest in making the film had resurfaced and it had found a new lead, Chris Farley. Farley wanted to get his friends involved, so he introduced Phil Hartman, his Saturday Night Live co-star, to the script. In December of 1997, Farley tragically passed away from a drug overdose. 5 months after that, Hartman was killed by his wife in a murder-suicide. The script for Atuk has been shelved ever since. Movies are a window to another world, a world where we can see the impossible and experience things that we can't in our normal lives. Going to the movies is an American pastime. We grab our popcorn and snacks and sit ourselves down with a group of strangers in a dark room, and we usually come out of the theater smiling once the film is over. Let's just hope that the next film we watch won't have such a tragic backstory. Thanks for watching. Stay weird.